Ever look at a massive skyscraper or a sprawling bridge and just wonder, how do they get it right? With so many moving parts? Well, it's definitely not magic, and it's not luck either. See, behind every single successful construction project, there's a secret recipe, a master plan that makes sure every single piece is perfect. And today, we're going to break down that recipe, the inspection and test plan. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll paint a picture of what happens when you try to build without a compass. It gets messy. Then we'll bring in our hero, the inspection and test plan, or ITP for short. We're going to dissect it, figure out why it's so important, see how it actually works on a job site, and finally, we'll see how it's really all about building trust.
Okay, I want you to imagine trying to build one of those super complicated pieces of IKEA furniture. Now imagine it's 1,000 times bigger, costs millions of dollars, and you have no instructions. That's pretty much what a construction project is like without a quality plan. It's just a really, really high-stakes game of guesswork.
Really think about that. You've got hundreds of people, tons of materials, crazy deadlines, and nobody is working from the same script when it comes to quality. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, the answer is simple, and it's pretty brutal. You get chaos, absolute chaos on site. You get rework, which is just a fancy word for having to tear something down and do it all over again because it wasn't right the first time. And that leads to a staggering amount of waste. Wasted time, wasted materials, and of course, wasted money.
But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. To fight all that chaos, the industry has this incredibly powerful tool that's designed to bring order and clarity to the whole process. And this is where the inspection and test plan, the ITP, makes its grand entrance.
So what exactly is an ITP? Well, officially, it's a formal document that lays out, step by step, every single inspection, test, and check that needs to happen. Its whole reason for existing is to prove, with actual hard evidence, that every part of the project is hitting the right quality standards.
The best way to think about it is as a roadmap, a really detailed step-by-step roadmap. It guides both quality control, that's the hands-on, is this bolt tight enough stuff, and quality assurance, which is the bigger picture system that makes sure the whole process is working correctly.
Okay, so to really get why these ITPs are so great, we've got to look under the hood. At its heart, every good ITP is built to answer 4 really simple but crucial questions.
First up, what are we actually inspecting? The ITP gets super specific. Are we talking about welding? Concrete pouring? It nails it down. Then, when do we inspect it? Is it before work starts, during the process, or after it's all done? Third, how are we going to check it? Is it a quick visual check, or do we need some complex test? And finally, the big one. Who is responsible for signing off? This clearly lays out if it's the contractor, the consultant, or someone else. There's no room for confusion.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a ton of paperwork and planning, so why even bother? Well, the answer is simple. The payoff for all this planning is huge. It directly attacks all those problems of chaos and waste that we talked about earlier.
Let's just run through 5 huge payoffs. First, it's all about quality assurance, making sure you're meeting standards like ISO 9001. It's also a massive tool for risk mitigation. Catching a tiny issue early on is easy and cheap to fix. Finding it later can be a disaster. It gives you structured control, a clear A then B then C sequence. It creates a formal documentation trail, which is absolutely critical when you hand the project over. But maybe the biggest thing is communication. It gets everyone, the builder, the client, the engineer, on the exact same page about what good work actually looks like.
Okay, so we've got this amazing plan on paper. It's beautiful. But how do you take that plan and make it work in the real world, on a busy, noisy, sometimes messy construction site?
Right, because this isn't some document that just gathers dust in an office. The ITP is a living, breathing thing. It's designed to trigger specific actions and checks all the way through the project.
So it usually starts with something called a request for inspection, or an RFI. When a contractor finishes a stage of work, they send one in. But here's the key. It's not just them saying, hey, we're done. They have to back it up with a whole toolkit of proof, the approved drawings, the method statement explaining how they did it, and even certificates for the testing equipment they used. It's all about showing your work. Now, here's a really critical detail. Not all inspections are the same. An ITP sets up different checkpoints. The most serious one is called a hold point. You can think of this as a giant red stop sign. For example, before you pour a concrete foundation, an inspector has to sign off on the steel rebar inside. The work literally comes to a complete stop until they give the okay. Then you've got a witness point. This is more like an invitation. The client or consultant is invited to come watch the inspection, but if they can't make it, the work can keep going.
And just to complete the picture, there are a couple of other types. You've got surveillance, which is basically random spot checks to keep everyone on their toes. And then there's review points, which are often just a paperwork check, looking at test results and documents without actually having to go out to the site.
So when you pull all these pieces together, when you look at the whole system, it becomes really clear that an inspection and test plan is so much more than just another stack of project paperwork. It's actually something way more fundamental.
What it really does, at its heart, is take all those abstract ideas from a contract or those confusing lines on a drawing, and it turns them into a real, verifiable, shared reality. A reality that everyone on the team can see, agree on, and ultimately stand behind.
And that kind of brings us to the final question, doesn't it? Is this whole ITP thing just more administrative hassle, another box-ticking exercise? Or, when you see how it aligns teams, prevents huge mistakes, and provides solid proof of a job well done, isn't it really the foundation of trust itself? The very thing that lets us build incredible things with confidence?